Welcome back. This is part two of this two-part series of this edition of the Woodwork. Enjoy.
I got a question for you. He's not linked or anything, but what do you think about like Ruben Neves? I don't think he would leave Wolves, but if we got the chance,
We've been linked to him in the past, but
like,
I like Ruben Neves.
yeah, I think he'd be great. But we're not linked to him like right now.
I don't really know his
Yeah.
game that well.
Oh,
No,
you
Ruben
really
Neves
do.
is
He
very
scored
good.
so many good goals for Wolves. He's
Yeah,
been a little off this
he's
season, but
good.
he's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to see that. But moving on just a little bit, Paul Pogba, according to several sources, is close to signing a new deal with the club. His future is sort of been up in the air for a few months, but it looks like finally we are going to seal the deal. Which again, I don't mind as long as Pogba buys into our project with of rebuilding and with young players and just truly gets in that mindset. Because Paul Pogba, his quality is like you can't deny it. You can't
He's
deny what a
world
guy like
class.
that. You can't deny what a guy like that can do. Like you just can't.
Yeah, he's world class, and I think everyone knows that. It's just we need to sign. I don't think. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
If you can keep a player like that, you should keep him. I still think that I want to see it. Premier League teams will be shaking with Bruno and Pogba in the same midfield. That's crazy. And Bruno did an interview where he was talking about how he used to play against Paul Pogba when he was at Juventus and Bruno was at Udinese. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know how to spell it. If I butchered
I
that,
think
I
it's like
apologize.
Udinese or something like that, right?
Udinese. I'm not very good with the Italian pronunciations, but what he was talking about how they play in the same line, and Paul Pogba is just such a hard player to go up against because he's so tall and yet so skilled and physical, and there's just nobody really built like him. And I think that if those two people could play together, like that's a crazy midfield.
Yeah, I think that would be an amazing midfield duo. It just depends on if we get another center defensive midfielder, which is what we need.
Mm-hmm. Dylan,
Um, Bruno and Pogba's like a dream midfield like duo. I've always thought like Pogba, Bruno, and probably McTominay. Yeah, no, actually no, Fred. I'd go Fred as the third person in the midfield, just because how you said he's like great on the ball. He's good at tackling. He's not that goal scorer, but we need him. He's for the defensive part. That's why we got Bruno and Pogba.
Who's a
yeah.
better defender? Who's a better defender, McTominay or Fred?
I mean, I've seen Fred more consistently throughout the season, so I would say Fred. But that's just because I've seen Fred a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, McTominay's certainly good. I'd say McTominay's more of a goal threat. McTominay's
yeah,
kind of like I'm not gonna compare it attitude wise, but he's kind of like a little bit of a Roy Keane, like can like get forward still, but still locks defensively.
yeah.
Right.
Like Roy Keane scored some nice goals, and was very aggressive, and like I see that in McTominay.
Yeah, I can see that. I see that.
Club news: United are likely to absorb all of the losses that they've encountered so far with this whole coronavirus thing. Instead of cutting wages or furloughing staff, but they may revisit this issue if clubs are forced to pay back TV money. So all of the contracts that have been earned and everything like that. If they're in which for anyone listening that doesn't know what this means, this basically means that the club is rich and we have money and we're okay and we're in a good
Yeah,
position. So
we're
this is
doing
good
fine.
and good and bad news. So I consistently I think that United will definitely have a big summer regardless of the transfer window. I genuinely think that United are in a really, really good position, especially with how they were playing before this happened. Like, what was it, 11 or 13 games unbeaten or something like that?
Yeah, we're doing. Yeah,
11.
And,
It was 11 games.
yeah, like finally you were starting to see like how this team is going to look. And I think that that's very compelling for somebody that's looking to join a club, but before was kind of put off by the inconsistencies and the tactical shifts and things like that. That were
yeah. Actually,
constantly
I have a
coming.
question for you. Actually, on transfers, we've from summer we signed Wan-Bissaka, Dan James, Maguire. Winter
Mhm.
we got Bruno Fernandes.
Mhm.
How are you rating
Igalo.
Enigalo? Yeah, Enigalo. He's actually done very well.
Mhm.
How do you rate Ed Woodward's business that he's done for us
That's funny you
now?
say that because what recently has come out is that Ed Woodward is no longer on the board of recruitment. He's
Really?
actually the one that is no longer recruiting these players. So all of
So
these
who's doing it?
players that we brought in are
Ole.
all Oles in the recruitment team. The whole recruitment team has been revamped and they've been allowed to have a lot more say and input. Ed Woodward is simply the negotiator, which is what United fans have been looking to hear for a long time because whenever a signing flops, everyone just blames Ed Woodward,
Yeah.
whether it was right or not. Whether it's the new PR person that's coming to Man United that used to work for the Sun, I don't know if it is. But all I'm saying is that is the right thing to tell fans because everyone's been so concerned with that in the past. Like Ed Woodward's made this signing, it's awful, it's awful. But you can see the difference in these signings that we've made versus the signings that we've made in the past. These
Yeah,
are not
all of
Alexis Sanchez's. These are not Angel Di Maria's. These are very, very good class, but have the potential to be world class signings.
No, all of Ole's signings so far, I think, are amazing. He's done a really good job of bringing in who he wants to, which has
Yeah,
been great. He's been able to really influence the club.
genuinely, I think that the signings have been excellent. And Ed Woodward is simply the negotiator, which is what he's good at. He's a banker. Like I think that that's a good role for him, and he's gotten the right price on every one of these guys, even though it takes a little bit longer than it should. He is a good negotiator. Like we got Wan-Bissaka for less than we should have. We got Dan James on a very, very cheap deal. Igalo on a very cheap deal. Bruno Fernandes less than what Sporting were asking for. Like the only one that we paid up for was Maguire, but we kind of had to. So
Yeah. Also, I want
Yeah.
to say something. I think seeing the Igalo deal and how fast we got that done, I think that's like it shows it's good for us. I know it's Igalo, but like it shows that we can actually sign players fast. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
something I didn't really think about before. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
that's true.
we can get deals done fast.
we
And
just choose not to.
yeah, so I don't know what goes on. It's hard to say like, okay, is it Woodward's fault? Is like the recruitment team's fault? Like, what's going on? Is it like the other club?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no definite answer because like that doesn't get released to
Yeah.
media. It's just, oh, we didn't get that player who's in charge of it. Oh, Woodward, he's shit. No,
Mm-hmm.
as you said, there's a recruitment team that also goes behind it. He's just the negotiator.
Yeah.
And a lot of people blame Woodward, but it's not all his fault. That like Dylan just said, obviously we have those recruitment guys that are behind all this stuff. And I mean, maybe the other club we're talking to, hasn't found, hasn't been in agreement with us. So
Mhm.
it just all depends.
All right. The most major story in Premier League news right now.
Yes, the big news.
Newcastle United is being bought by Mohammed bin Salman. What y'all think about that?
Oh,
Amazing.
bro, up the tune! I'm so happy for them, dude. This is crazy. It's it's gonna be amazing.
This is the best thing since Goal the movie. This is the best. This is the best thing. This is the best thing for Newcastle since that.
Bro, this is amazing, dude. This is actually amazing. How much is it? It's a lot of money, guys. It's so much money.
It's 300 mil. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, dude. $300 million. They're what? They're gonna be richer than Manchester City.
I'm telling you,
No,
Mbappe
the
2020
the
right now.
owners are richer. The owners are richer than Manchester City. So if that
Yeah.
just puts it in perspective for you. But I
It's
want to talk
crazy.
about the development phase of this. I want to talk about where you guys see Newcastle and what you think they need to become a top four side. How long? What kind of players? What kind of investments? Without breaking any rules, of course. How long do you think that this is going to take?
Well,
For
I
top
think
four
first
or
of all,
for Premier League champions?
I want to say top four because obviously you can get lucky.
Yeah, Mason,
Yeah,
can I go first if it's okay?
yeah. You,
Genuinely, I think that Newcastle need 10 players.
I think. Okay,
A whole
look.
new squad. Okay,
Their
so
whole defense. Their whole defense is
Basically.
terrible. Their whole defense
Whole
is
defense
terrible.
is awful. The midfield, except for maybe Sean Longstaff and Matty Longstaff, but are they really top 4 players? Not really. Almiron, not really a top 4 player. Joe Ellington and freaking Andy Carroll are not top 4
Bad.
strikers.
Don't forget
So
about
bad.
Dwight
only
Gale.
one that the only one that has the potential to become a
It's
top
St. Maximin.
side. Yes, that's the only person that I could see has the potential to become a top 4 player.
St. Maximin
If
is a
he was a
beast, dude.
If he was a
What do you
top
think
4
about-
player,
hold
then
on,
he would be
hold
on
on.
a top 4 side right now.
What do you think about in their defense, DeAndre Yedlin and Fabian Schär, if that's how you pronounce it?
Shar, the Swiss guy,
international.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I actually think he's quality. Yedlin is getting a little older. He's alright.
Yedlin is 26, but
Yeah,
he's
he's
that's about using him.
alright. He's not great. He's okay.
But he can improve himself.
At Newcastle, it's kind of tough.
Yeah, so I see what you're saying, but so that's what I'm thinking. How's good? They're obviously gonna get money from the owner. I see them
Mhm.
buying a few. That midfield is just weak.
Their whole team is weak, dude. Let's be honest. Their whole team is bad.
They need a whole
They
new
are in
squad.
13th place right now, just under Everton.
I mean, look, as much as I like DeAndre Yedlin just because he plays for the U.S., he's not that good. Like, let's be honest.
He's not a top 4. You guys got to think about it like this: are they top 4 players? Is the player that
No.
you're talking about? Would they go slide into Chelsea? Would they slide into Manchester City? Would they slide into Liverpool? Would they slide into any of those top quality teams? And the answer is no. You can't logically think that Saint Maximin would slide right into. I mean, maybe
What
he
about
would.
Leicester? They could slide into Leicester, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but they don't really play that system. Like, not
I
really.
know.
Okay. Well,
The only
here's
one I
my
could-
opinion. Here's my opinion. Here's why I feel how they're gonna build it up. They're gonna
Okay.
go out, get a few veteran players. I'm thinking 28 to 32 proven
Mhm.
players. You know,
In the
Yeah.
Prem?
Prem or in Europe outside the league. I don't know what players I'd see there yet. Maybe like
too early.
definitely somebody from a La Liga team, like a Paco Alcázar playing striker. I could see.
Yeah, I something like that. I would definitely agree with that. Veteran players coming in, setting the stage, and giving way for younger players to come in eventually that are quality. This process is going to take a while. And I say a while. I've talked to Newcastle fans, and they think they're delusional. They think it's going to be like 3-4 years. I'm like, no, guys. You are not anywhere near Europe right now. You are not even anywhere near top 4. You
I
are
think
not
in
anywhere
3 or 4
near
years
getting an FA Cup.
they can be in like Europa League.
Maybe. I
Maybe.
mean, still, you have to look at it like this. They have to become better than Wolves first. And Wolves are excellent.
Yeah, they are.
They have to become better than them. And they have to, that's competition right there. And then Leicester, too. This is an odd season for Leicester. They're actually doing really, really well. But, like, let's be honest. Next year, they'll probably be, like, 7th or 8th. So, I mean, I think that this is going to be more like City, but maybe a little bit more accelerated. But I think that they're going to be a little bit more careful with who they buy because they've seen City get banned from the Champions League now. So
Wait, why is it going to be a little bit more accelerated? Because there's more money?
Yeah.
Yes, there is more money.
Okay.
And Newcastle are better than when Manchester City were bought by by Abu Dhabi.
Sheikh Mansour.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you just have to think about it like this. Manchester City, they went out and bought Robinho, and he was such a flop. Hopefully that doesn't happen with Newcastle because that's what happens when you get like guys that you think are proven but have never played in the Prem. So
Who's going to be the coach? I see either Allegri or Rafa Benitez going back. Rafa Benitez, the only reason he went to China was because of the money. And, I mean, what could bring him back? The money, so.
Well, who are some like available coaches? I'm gonna see right now.
We were discussing it earlier. Podge, Allegri, Rafa, Pellegrini. He was there at City.
Oh wait, I want to see some. Hold on.
Trying to think.
I think you've covered all
Valverde.
of it. Valverde,
Ernesto
yeah.
Valverde.
What
But
about
no, never.
what about Claudio Ranieri?
I don't know much about him. I'm gonna be honest.
He won Leicester the champions or not the Prem.
Oh, I apologize. I do know who you're talking about. He was the coach of like AC Milan and stuff last year too. He's been on to a lot of different teams.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
took Fulham over, but I don't blame him for that Fulham project. There's nothing he can do about that. They were
Yeah, he's been the
garbage.
coach of a lot of teams, but I don't think he's going to be the person to bring Newcastle into a new age. They need a top side. They need a top quality coach.
Yeah, like an
I
Ancelotti, but that's where he's at Everton right now.
no, I say Allegri would probably be the best fit because Allegri is going to build you a highly defensive squad because that's what he had at Juve. He's going to be defensive and he's going to set up in that position and then hit you on the counter, which is their best strategy, accelerating a project quickly.
And that's
Because
what you
they've
want
got
to see.
pieces.
Newcastle?
They've got pieces for that right now.
What about
They've got
Mancini?
Almiron. Again,
Mhm.
don't know much.
So who would you like in their first transfer window? Who would you keep? Like who were proven players that you would want to keep at that team?
St. Maximin, the Longstaff brothers. You got to keep Joe Ellington because he's only been there a year, even though he's absolutely god awful.
Yeah.
You got to keep the Swiss international. The Bruvka, I'd keep. He's a quality keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, not much.
Yeah. I feel the same.
Well, like, what are some of your players you'd like to see Newcastle sign?
In general, just anyone.
Who do you think would work best with Newcastle's with the
my
system they
gosh.
kind of already run?
Arturo Vidal's linked.
Arturo Vidal, that's a new one. That would be a signing that I think that they could make. They could pull off. Because Vidal hasn't been that great at Barca.
And he is aging, so
Yeah,
He's
he's
getting
32.
older. He would be good. He'd be like, it'd be like the equivalent of like a Schweinsteiger coming to United type thing. Like he's older, he's getting up in age, but he's still kind of quality and he can still help a team. So,
As
so I
in
would say that.
a youth signing. Someone from Roma that I really like. Nico Zanillo.
Saniolo?
Yeah, how do you pronounce it?
Yeah, he's really good.
I think
He
he'd
wouldn't
be
go
like.
to. He would not go to Newcastle. He's too good.
We'll see how Newcastle becomes soon.
He's too good. He's too good for Newcastle, man. I don't know. He's already at Roma. I mean, why would he leave?
money.
Yeah,
Money.
money.
Literally everything is. If you're offered so much money, you're gonna go anywhere, dude.
That's true.
I'm just saying that I think he's too good. He's too good to leave. I think Roma will keep him. I hope they do. I like him.
I mean,
Can you
I
see?
like him
Can
too,
you see
but-
Newcastle stealing a Mobile possibly?
No,
That's interesting.
No,
But I don't
not the
know.
not the first season. Not the first season.
Maybe that would be a good fit. I'd like that. That's
The
a good
first
pick.
season.
Goal scorer.
Just buy one player. All they need is a goal scorer. A lot of times they get into good positions and they just can't score.
Yeah, that's true. And we can't forget, like the Longstaff brothers, they're not amazing, but they're not terrible.
No, they're like
They're quality.
mid-table.
They're quality. I mean,
Yeah,
I
they're
think,
good. They're gonna become something soon.
I
I
think
think, in my
Newcastle
opinion.
as a city, they've got a lot of passion and they have very good
Mhm.
fans and they have a very, very like strong base. So I think they'll be so excited when this actually happens. When it's
Yeah.
official, that city is just gonna go crazy.
So what
Yeah.
happens if it doesn't become official? How's everyone gonna react?
If it falls through, oh my gosh, I think you're gonna see the suicide rate in Newcastle go up like
Oh,
10.
it's probably.
That's just wrong.
I mean, they've
Probably.
endured so much under Mike Ashley. It's just terrible. Oh my gosh, like, haven't they gotten relegated like twice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were relegated in like
Yes.
2017, something like that.
Oh my god, it's terrible.
Oh, no contract from Liverpool or Bayern for Werner. I just saw this pop up.
Fofana. I know that Klopp called Werner, and I know that they talked on the phone, but I don't see why would Liverpool buy Timo Werner? Like, are they gonna put him on the bench? They've got Roberto Firmino. Roberto Firmino's like they love him.
And the
I don't get
goat
it.
Origi. And the goat Origi.
Origi's a super sub. You can't take Timo Werner and make him.
He's
a super
literally
sub. He's
better than
good.
Messi, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, stop it.
I think
Stop
we're gonna have to make
it.
this a two-man podcast now for that comment, Mason. As I said before, this is a podcast, not a comedy show.
I'm weak.
We're gonna have to say goodbye to you. Your contract is terminated. As of today, you are not allowed back on the Woodwork. This is now just a two-post podcast.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. We hope you are safe, healthy, and sound. And thank you for watching the Woodwork. We really appreciate you guys listening today. Please like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. Peace.